The 2018 Chevrolet Camaro Z28. The Z28 nameplate was revived in 2013 for the fifth-generation Camaro. The iconic name returned after 46 years as a track-ready version of the road-going coupe, just like it was originally conceived by Vince Piggins. It also received a big, naturally aspirated V8 and, even though it wasn't as powerful as the Murcielago, it had a 737-minute Nurburgring lap to brag about, being quicker than its supercharged siblings, the Porsche 911 Carerra S, and the Lamborghini Murcielago LP640. A hit with Chevy gearheads in its first months on the market, the Z28 sold out quickly despite its $75,000 sticker. However, things didn't go as expected in 2015, with GM eventually offering discounts of up to $4,000 for the performance coupe. With a brand new Camaro in dealerships since late 2015, Chevrolet is now working on a third-generation Z28. There is no specific timeline for the redesigned model, but chances are it will be unveiled by mid-2017. Until that happens, we decided to put together a speculative review to go with the cool rendering our artist just created. Keep reading to find out what the next Camaro Z28 might bring to the table and stay tuned for details. Updated May 18, 2016, based on the recent spy shots, we decided to make some improvements to our rendering. Check it out and let us know what do you think about it, and also if you think the Z28 will be indeed that wild. Continue reading to learn more about the Chevrolet Camaro Z28. Spy shots. May 10, 2016, Chevrolet Camaro Z28 caught testing at Nurburgring. Exterior. The Camaro Z28 will obviously be based on the standard Camaro, but will have a slew of performance parts that make it a track-ready scalpel. That includes a bunch of aerodynamic improvements. In the most recent round of spy photographs, we can see just how aggressive Chevrolet is making the Z28. This is all in a bid to compete with track-ready specials like the Ford Mustang Shelby GT350R, Porsche 911 GT3 Rupees, and BMW M4 GTS. There's no word on how much downforce the wing will create, but from the looks of it, the Z28 should have no trouble holding corners around the Nurburgring at breakneck speeds. Up front, the large lower grille and headlights are shared with the Camaro Murcielago, but the similarities end there. Outboard of the grille are two air intakes with massive aero winglets that appear to be for downforce. A large front splitter furthers the downforce action, along with side splitters along the rocker panels. The hood seems to be missing the large heat extractor of the Murcielago, most likely because the Z28 won't be supercharged and therefore doesn't require the extra cooling, but it still has a heat extractor midway up the power dome. Things get really crazy out back. The trunk holds a large wing with 3 support brackets that appear to be adjustable. There's no word on how much downforce the wing will create, but from the looks of it, the Z28 should have no trouble holding corners around the Nurburgring at breakneck speeds. Its top speed, however, will likely suffer when compared to the Camaro Murcielago. These spy shots also show us Chevy's latest wheel design, though these might not make production. They are 5-spoke units with a split-spoke design, essentially making each wheel a 20-spoke design. Sizes are likely staggered, with 19-inch wheels up front with 20-inch wheels out back. Expect the rear tires to measure some insane width, something in the 305 to 325 series range. Interior. Note 2016 Chevrolet Camaro SS pictured here. The interior of the Z28 is expected to be well-designed yet sparse. Taking a cue from the last-generation Z28 and other modern track-focused special editions like the GT350R, 911 GT3 RS, and M4 GTS, the 2018 Z28 will likely come standard with Recaro racing buckets, missing rear seats, thinner glass, less sound insulation, and carbon fiber accents. Expect to see GM's performance data recorder to come standard, as well as the MyLink infotainment system. Perhaps GM will leave air conditioning as an option, just as it did with the 5th generation Z28. Once we know more, we'll let you know. Drivetrain. Note, previous Chevrolet Camaro Z28 pictured here. Speculation is running rampant on what will power the Z28. However, Camaro forums and industry talk does point to the LT1 V8 from the Corvette Grand Sport. You'll recall the Grand Sport is basically a naturally aspirated version of the mighty Corvette Z06. It carries all the same suspension, brake, and aero bits as the Z06, but offers a track-ready VET at a price between the standard C7 and the all-out Z06. Well, that same LT1 V8 could very well be what powers the Z28. We suspect Chevy will up the ante with a hotter camshaft, a free-flowing exhaust, remapped EQ, and a cold air induction system designed to pump power well north of the 505 horsepower mark set by the last Z28 7.0-liter V8. One thing is for sure, the Z28 will be a naturally aspirated car. Behind the engine will be two transmission options, the 6-speed manual transmission and the all-new 10-speed automatic, borrowed from the Camaro 1 Zelati. Those looking for lap records will opt for the automatic thanks to its lightning fast shifts and race-tuned performance modes. Suspension and brakes. The Camaro's new and lighter chassis will gain further updates for the Z28. The coupe should ride on new spool valve dampers with 4-way adjustment and a race-bred suspension system. These will be paired with a lower ride height and lightweight wheels wrapped in Pirelli P0 Trofeo tires. Stopping power will be provided by Brembo carbon ceramic discs measuring 15 inches front and rear. The front rotors will be squeezed by 6 piston calipers, while the rear will use 4 piston units. Prices. Just like its predecessor, the new Z28 will be anything but cheap. With the 6th-gen Camaro a bit more expensive than last year's model, the upcoming performance coupe should also carry a higher price tag. The outgoing model retails from $72,305, so it's safe to assume that the Z28 will fetch at least $78,000 before options. Competition. Ford Shelby GT350 Mustang. Based on the 6th-gen Mustang, the first to use an independent rear suspension, and equipped with Ford's latest race-bred technology, the Shelby GT350R is the track-ready muscle car the new Camaro Z28 will have to face once it arrives in showrooms. Featuring an aggressive aero kit, the GT350R is powered by a 5.2-liter, flat-plane crank V8 that churns 526 horsepower and 429 pound-feet of torque. The mill pushes the coupe from 0 to 60 in just 3.5 seconds, which makes the GT350R the fastest, naturally aspirated two-door you can buy in the US. Opting for the R model adds more downforce creating features, including a carbon fiber rear wing, and carbon fiber wheels. Those wheels made Ford the first major manufacturer to offer carbon rollers as standard. Pricing for the standard Shelby GT350 starts at $49,995, including destination and the $1,300 gas guzzler tax, which makes it significantly more affordable than the Camaro Z28. For the track-focused GT350R, you'll have to pay $63,495. Still, that is significantly less expensive than the competition. Find out more about the Shelby GT350 and Shelby GT350R here and here. Porsche 911 GT3 rupees. As 911s go, the GT3 is a track-focused beast that takes second place behind no one. However, Porsche felt it could do better, so the GT3 RS was created. It takes what the 911 GT3 had and turns it to 11. The exterior receives a slew of aerodynamic upgrades, including that tall rear wing and those heat extractors on the front fenders. Engineers then turned to the 4.0-liter flat 6, boosting its power to 500 horsepower and 338 pound-feet of torque. A 7-speed PDK dual-clutch transmission sends power to the rear wheels. Of course, with it being a Porsche, the price is dramatically larger. The starting price for the 2016-911 GT3 rupees is $175,900. Read our full review of the Porsche 911 GT3 rupees here. Conclusion. The previous Camaro Z28 hit the market as the baddest modern-day muscle car available in dealerships, and it kept its crown for a couple of years until Ford unleashed the Shelby GT350R. The Mustang has been trailing the Camaro as far as tech, handling, and sales go ever since Chevy revived the nameplate back in 2010. With the 6th-gen Mustang in showrooms for 3 years now and a high-tech GT350R to lead the high-performance segment, Chevrolet has no choice but to play catch-up. The brand-new Camaro has already proven that it has what it takes to give the Mustang a run for its money, but will the upcoming Z28 be as fast and nimble as the GT350R? At this point it's a waiting game, but if the previous model is any indication, the 3rd-gen Z28 will be one heck of track car. Our bet is Chevy will have benchmarked the GT350R and will easily outperform it in nearly every metric. Love it aggressive styling with plenty of aero features, race-bred drivetrain and chassis, no-nonsense interior. Leave it not yet confirmed for production, likely significantly more expensive than the Shelby GT350R. Updated history. Updated the 10th of May 2016, our spy photographers caught the upcoming Camaro Z28 out for a testing session around the famous Nurburgring racetrack.
If you liked this video, please share your thoughts in the comments below and don't forget to hit the subscribe button.